Hey love, thanks for tuning in. This is Spirit Guide Tarot. I'm Anya Light. So grateful to be with you here in this magical moment that we call life, that we call existence. Wow, we get to be here and talk. And maybe you live halfway across the world and we get to have this moment together. Isn't that cool? I live in Ohio. Let me know in the comments below where you live. Okay. So this reading, before I hit the camera to start rolling, I was feeling into a group of people who I just want to take a moment and freaking celebrate. Now, I feel like what you're going through, let me not mince words. This is not an easy thing that you're going through right now at all. However, I think what you most need right now is a bit of affirmation, a bit of celebration, a bit of like, good job, you did it kind of energy, right? So that is what I am sending to you through time and space, this like wave of like appreciation, because what you just did was freaking awesome. It was freaking amazing. And it was not easy, but you did it. And okay, so the vibe I'm getting is that plain and simple, you left behind a karmic connection. Now, let me take a side note and say that labels aren't always the most useful and helpful thing in the world. And in fact, I think sometimes we overuse labels. You know, it's like twin flame, karmic connection, soulmate, blah, 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 right? And sometimes we lean too heavily on these kinds of things. But sometimes it can be extremely useful because it just helps the brain to make sense of what's going on. It's kind of like, you know, tarot, for example. Like, there are these archetypal characters, stories, right? Here's the thing I've learned about doing tarot readings. There's only so many stories in the world. Like, generally speaking, there's only so many stories that we can tell. So basically what I'm saying is there's these like repeating patterns. And sometimes it's helpful to use labels to talk about them because it helps just put it into perspective when we're really confused and overwhelmed. And the feeling I'm getting from you is like, you know, you've just been through a bit of a war. That's how it feels. Like, maybe not an actual war, maybe a real war, but most likely for you, it's not an actual like physical war, like with, you know, guns and stuff, but more like an emotional war and a spiritual battle even. So let's talk about that. And I'm strongly getting like this is about a relationship that you just ended. You just ended it. You just ended it. And I'm getting the feeling like this was an off again, on again connection. And you just got to the point where you were like, this isn't good for me anymore. I'm done. And maybe you broke up with this person many times before and it didn't stick. You just kept getting drawn back into the chaos, back into the unresolved emotions, back into the past life karma. But something in you shifted and you were like, you were able to finally close out the cycle. So let's get some more information. And again, please don't like strain to make this story fit. If this isn't your reading, just click off this video and watch another video that resonates. Trust your heart in this, but I'm really talking to a very specific group of people who just ended a relationship, and that relationship came into your life for the moment that you could leave it. Let me repeat that. The biggest purpose for this relationship was for the moment when you would have the courage inside of yourself to end it? Wow. Okay. So let's look into this person that you just ended this relationship with for the final time. This was your final time. This was your final time. You know, you were going back and forth for a long time. It's the final time, right? So let's look into, like, what was this person about? How did they make you feel? They always made you feel like a piece of poop. They made you feel worthless, shabby, insecure, scarcity mindset. It's like I'm getting like interruptions. Maybe they interrupted you a lot, didn't let you speak, devalued your gifts, thought they were right and that you were wrong. Kind of always in that mode of like, I know better than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm better than you. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, but you don't know what you're talking about. This was a very unhealthy relationship. Very karmic. I'm strongly getting that they were threatened by you. The amount of love that you carry within you was a big fat mirror for them and helped them, or it made them, forced them to see like all the places that they were holding judgment in their heart, and it pissed them off sometimes. It really did. It brought up some stuff for them. How else, how did you feel in this dynamic? How did you feel in this dynamic? You were always kind of like looking over your shoulder. Not sure what to trust, not sure what to say. Not solid grounding under your feet. There was a little bit of sneakiness in this person's energy, this past lover. A little bit of sneakiness, or maybe a lot of sneakiness. For some of you guys out there was straight up abuse. There was physical abuse. There was physical violence. For some of you guys, it was emotional violence, which isn't any, it's not like one is worse than the other. They're both equally awful, and we don't have to accept either of those things. But typically when there's physical violence, there's also emotional violence too. Yeah. So I'm so proud of you. I want you to know I'm so proud of you. And I know you're scared right now, and maybe you're just feeling a lot of things. You're feeling a mixture of love and relief. Because here's the thing, like, the thing that most people don't realize, about these kinds of toxic, karmic situations is that love is real. And love can exist in even the most awful circumstances. So, like, I see this a lot. One of my jobs in the world, one of my callings is to work with survivors of domestic violence and abuse, and survivors of sexual assault. I work currently work in a women's shelter. And one of the things that I see a lot is, as survivors start to regain their voice and go through the healing process, they actually will often say things like, well, I never loved them in the first place. Like, it's a way to heal. It's a way to cope with, like, moving on. So they, like, emotionally detach themselves by saying, like, well, I never really loved them anyway. It wasn't really love. It was just, messed up. But here's the hard truth that I think you need to hear in this moment, or it'll be helpful for you to hear in this moment, is that the love that brings people together initially, like that spark, you obviously like felt something when you met this person that was really beautiful, or else you wouldn't have gotten into it. Why, obviously there was obviously something good at the beginning that brought you together, that spark. What was that spark? That was the universe pulling you through a feeling of love in your heart. And that love is real. And how is that love real? Because love is what the entire universe is made of. This hat is made of love. These glasses are made of love. This heart is made of love. That snow outside, it's snowing outside where I am right now, is made of love. Hitler was made of love. I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. Everything, person, place, idea, everything in existence is literally made of love. That is the essence of everything. So, why were you pulled into this relationship? What is the purpose? What was the purpose of this craziness that erupted? So that you could stand here right now in this moment and walk away. So you could see yourself doing that. Feel proud of yourself in this moment. So all the shit that you endured led you to this moment of saying enough. I deserve better. I deserve so much more. I'm worthy of respectful love, of love that meets me halfway, of love that inspires me and lifts me up, not drags me down. So that universe, that love brought you to this moment. Yes, this moment of moving forward in your life. 8 of Wands, moving forward. Rapid evolution, rapid growth. Oh, you're going to see it years from now. Like years from now, you might not be able to see it in this moment, but years from now, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, that was the moment when everything changed. That was the moment that turned everything around. That moment was so important. When everything started to move forward for my benefit. Because I chose myself. Because I chose self-love more than anything else. And the universe rewards that. All right, so what's some advice for you going forward? You know, in the immediate future, let's just like boil it down to the next couple of days, right? Because you are very tender in this moment. You know, you're proud of yourself. You feel relief, like, oh, I know I did the right thing, right? But also, it's a tender time. It's a vulnerable time. And so how can you best support yourself in the next couple of days? Let's ask that. Okay, don't look back. Don't look back. Don't doubt yourself. Don't question, like, did I make the right decision? Don't let your mind do that craziness. Don't let your mind do that to you. Don't let your mind torment you. This person needs to just pick something, right? And you already did. So you picked, let's see, which side is it? So this side, that's where their head is and their hands. So you've picked this side. You already did when you decided to walk away. So you got to let this go. You can't look back. You can't keep looking back. And please don't drive yourself crazy with those thoughts of like, was that the right thing? I don't know. Like, if you catch your mind doing that, just say, no, thank you, mind. Just say to yourself, I love you, mind. I know you're trying to keep me safe. And maybe say these words to yourself. Maybe close your eyes, put your hands over your heart, and talk to yourself. Maybe even repeat after me. How about that? Repeat after me these words. See how they feel in your body. I trust you. I trust that you made the right decision. I don't need to analyze it anymore. I know I'm on the right and good path right now. And I just need to walk forward. I'm ready to let the past go. I don't need to blame myself. In fact, I need to be proud of myself. You're amazing. You're amazing, self. Your beautiful self. You're so strong and brave, self. And you do hard things. You show up for yourself even when it's not easy. Even when there's some doubt. You still do it. You still walk forward. You're amazing. You're so loved. I love you. right, collective. I'm so grateful that you tuned in today. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you're experiencing right now. I'd love to hear about it. Okay. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. I'm proud of you. Namaste.